Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Um,
My name's Ahava, and Tom's with me.
Hello, how are you doing today?
We're good. How are you?
Good, good, Tom. Just going to be the three of us this morning.
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. I assume you guys can see my screen okay? We'll jump right into it and get you guys onto your day here.
Okay, great.
Really, just a roadmap, kind of like what we like to hit as we run through these today. First is pain points. Before we jump in, I'll have you, Ahava or Tom, kind of just tell me a little bit about your business now, what you guys are doing as far as the field process. Are you doing time material? Are you on flat rate? Are you with Service Titan, Field Edge, you moving that way? Just so we can focus on the stuff that's important to you today and don't take up a ton of your time. Introduction, we've already done. Just kind of say hello. And as far as a demonstration, I'm going to pull this iPad right up on the screen. We're going to look at everything as you're teching, as your customer will see it in the field. And then we'll jump in the web portal, and probably maybe more importantly, we'll look and see how you're going to manage everything. Change your prices, the pictures, the upsells, cross-sells, all this cool stuff. We'll do questions the entire time, and I'll have you guys back to your day as quick as we can here. So if one of you wouldn't mind just taking the floor here and let me know a little bit about what you guys have going on, where you're looking to go. Again, kind of make sure we can really focus on what's important to you guys this morning.
All right. We're currently Reliance is a commercial company. They
Okay.
have a very small residential market or clientele. Ahab and I were brought in to develop a residential division for them. So we're well into that process through marketing, redesigning a website. We're structuring it so that we're going to have a little kickoff as of September 10th. So we're putting people in place, processes in place, that type of thing. Currently, there's soft, and it is flat rate. Their dispatch system right now is ESC, which we don't like. We made a decision yesterday that we're going to go to Service Titan, probably not until February, March, but
Okay.
we are definitely going over to Service Titan. Currently, there's 20 employees in the company, 23 maybe. We're looking to double that and possibly triple that within the next 12 months.
Wow, really good. Good stuff. Awesome. So we'll do today. We'll do two things. We'll kind of run through two quick things. First, look at our standalone app, which I really think will be a solution for you guys. Maybe in the meantime, until you guys get over to Service Titan, I'm really going to do anything for you. We currently don't have a live dispatch on our standalone app yet. It's actually been developed and being beta tested now. We're hoping to have it live the first week of October, something to come. And then real quick, we'll jump into Service Titan. I actually have a Service Titan account, so we'll actually see what this price book will do for you guys inside of Service Titan. Really cool thing with it is if you guys go with us now, develop the price book, use our system. When you make that shift to Service Titan, you just have to tell us what day you're going to Service Titan, and we just send your whole price book there, images, upsells, cross-sells, everything the way you built it will just appear in Service Titan exactly like you used to see it in the Profit Rhino app. So some really cool stuff to look at today. So let's jump in. I'm sorry, was there a question there, Hava?
Yeah, can you hold on for a second? He's
Yeah.
going to go see if the owner's here.
Yeah, no problems at all.
Oh, he's not here?
No, not here.
Okay.
We're going to make the decision anyway, so you might as well just continue with us.
We just wanted him to see it.
No problem. And if you guys want, if you go in the little recording bar that came up for you guys here, I can give you permission. You guys can actually record this meeting if you'd like to.
Oh, yeah. How do I do that?
I know we can do it. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll figure that out pretty easy.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where do I change permissions?
Yeah, it was actually amazing. It was good.
Maybe.
I guess I must have watched it or something.
That's rather funny.
Well, I'm trying to make sure you don't see my sharp because kind of.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine.
It just redid Zoom, so everything's in a different place as of like 2 weeks ago. So I know it's here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. She said 20 is about average.
Do you guys have like a little bar that came up when you came in? Looks similar to that I slid over on the screen there.
No,
Nice.
it just says invite participants chat. Computer audio, no. And it says leave meeting.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's the way you logged in or the way I logged in. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I'll just download this, put it on YouTube, and send you guys the link here when we're done,
Oh, thank you.
so we don't take too much of your time here. Yeah, no problems at all. So, that being said, let's jump right into it here. This is just an iPad. It's actually an old iPad 3, so you don't need any kind of special tablet here to use our program. This is our app, the little Rhino with
Can you
the.
use it on? Can you use it on Android also?
Absolutely. Any Apple or Android, we don't support an app for any Microsoft tablets. So any kind of Surfaces, the Toughbooks, anything like that, we don't have an app for. So it does need to be an iPad or an Android. So what we're looking at first here, guys, is our standalone app. Not a lot to see on the homepage here. Obviously, we'll have your branding. The color scheme can be changed to fit your marketing, your branding. Really, the only other stuff we're going to see here is hotkeys. We have your price book, the work order builder, your option builder, your good, better, best options, and then your customer. This is a global customer system. We'll take a look into that as well. And you'll notice the hotkeys stay up here, so we can always jump to those. Red dot is just where I'm touching, just to kind of help you follow along. And then this is the home screen of the price book. As you guys probably know already, images are our big thing. We do have about 3,000 custom images in this book now, all of which can be changed, updated, unlimited new images added by you guys whenever you'd like. The other really cool thing here is we can control this view. I know you guys are obviously in the HVAC business. Are you doing any plumbing, electrical, any of that stuff besides some light with your installs?
We're doing minor plumbing. We have plumbers on staff, but they're in the commercial division. At some point, we will be in plumbing.
Okay. Cool thing is, when you guys get this, you get all these books. But in the time being, we can actually turn the electrical, plumbing, drain cleaning, turn it all off in the back. So you guys only see what they need to see. And just, the less they have to look at, the faster they'll work through it, the less chance they make mistakes, the better experience it's going to lead to the customer. Really, as we go through here, in any category, we're just trying to ask ourselves a few quick questions to get to the task or the job we're doing as quickly as possible. We jump in the heating section. Obvious first question, what type of heating system are we looking at today here? So again, if you guys aren't doing oil heat, you're not doing steam heat, we can turn this stuff right off. You guys don't see it in the field. Four-side air, probably the most common. And then what are we doing to the system? It's going to fall under one of these categories: your ducts, your venting controllers, sparkers, blowers, your filters here at the bottom. We jump in here. This is where the images take over. If you need, obviously, a blower wheel, heat exchangers, belt drives, ECMs, direct drives, brackets, pulleys, capacitors, super easy for your guys to find this stuff here. Also, the big thing here is the 2 levels of pricing. I assume if you're not doing it now, you guys are planning to implement some sort of service agreement program, planned maintenance program, something along those lines. And what we're doing here is trying to get the customer to ask us about that program. You guys probably know in sales, if the customer approaches you about a product, they're 100 times more likely to buy it than if you're trying to give them a sales pitch. So we're trying to get Mrs. Jones to ask us, how do I save $100 on this motor? We can let her know about our great service agreement program. And I think you're going to find a higher success rate by trying to do that. So you really find that everywhere as we go through the product today. You'll also see that kind of leak over in the service type as well. If we jump in this task, obvious first thing you see is the motor. Anytime you touch an image, it'll go full screen. Really cool with things with aesthetics, probably more when you get in the plumbing division and you guys have lots of fixtures and things like that people want to see. Really nice to blow them up. Also, you'll have a diagram in almost every job. This is not for your tech. If your tech needs this diagram to change the blower motor, you guys have way bigger problems on your hand than your dispatch and your flat rate right now. But when the customer wants to know why does this job cost $600, we want to explain what the system is, what it does, what the repair entails, and add value to that job and really explain to the customer what's going on. So you'll find these diagrams with almost every job as well. To the right, we're going to see what we call the tech description. I'm going to be just a real quick description. Obviously, make sure your tech's grabbing the right part, not a half horse, not a belt or direct drive, etc. Second line here is what we call the secondary description. And really to just tell your tech a little bit more about what's going on here. This is letting them know that we do have a belt included in this job already. Also saying that we should be adding a new pulley as needed. And then the third paragraph down here is what we call a customer description, and it's just that. It's going to tell the customer what this part is, what it does, why it could wear out, why you need to replace it. If there's aesthetics, it'll talk about the look, the finish, all that stuff. Again, if the customer is going to care about, not necessarily us per se. And then the next real big thing to look at here is this MPT. This stands for minutes per task. We are flat rate. You guys probably already understand this. You do flat rate, but every job has a time assigned to it. We have an hourly bill out rate in the back. We have a standard markup for all of our parts. And we're truly doing a time material markup. We're just pushing it to the tablet here as a flat rate, to the customer in the field. Guys, I always like to use this as kind of a quick pause, just see if there's any questions, comments on anything we've seen so far.
Yeah, I have a quick question. With the screen that we're looking at now, is that reflective of the screen that we saw previously when you were describing the membership discounts, or is this a screen that you can populate saying if you just want to put in a bogus discount?
This is going to take us directly from this screen. So yes, this is going to be directly correlated. When we open this task, we're going to kind of just get a little granular into this blower motor.
But now, if you go back to the other screen, one price would be for somebody who doesn't have a maintenance agreement. The other would be for somebody who does.
Correct.
Now, if
yes.
it's the person who doesn't, if you go to the next screen, they're going to see the discounted price, or you just lock them into the other one.
You want them to see the discounted price so they can buy the agreement.
I understand that, but there's, all right.
Well, I see what you're saying. You want them to see what their total is. We're actually going to do that once we add it to the work order and jump to the invoice. You'll kind of see where we're going to differentiate that from the customer or for the customer.
Okay.
Perfect.
Even if the maintenance is 100, you want them to buy it now so that they come back to us next Sunday.
Get it.
Perfect. Next thing I want to show you is some of the sales tools we built in. We've really tried to put some sales tools in this so the techs can concentrate more on turning wrenches and going down the road as trying to be salesmen. We kind of talked about it on the last screen about the service agreements. The next one is view recommended. This is always have your recommended services. I like to say we took a page from Amazon here, and really, whenever you buy something there, hey, people who buy this also buy this, this, and this. Do the same thing. Normally we should do a pull and clean. I should have a capacitor, filter, pulley, bracket, service agreements. All your stuff can be here. And really cool thing is you can hit this recommended services button. If we've assigned this work order to a customer already and added this to the invoice, it will not let us go to the invoice until we either touch something here or close this screen out. So in all reality, the only way your guys can't do their upsells or cross sells is if they're truly too lazy to offer it and they just exit out and don't do it. So really kind of neat way to do that. The next one, I'm actually going to jump back into the air conditioning to show you because there's really not a great spot here in the blower motors to do that. And I've actually set one up here with a budget thermostat. And what we call here is common alternatives at the bottom. Anytime we have different levels of products, and thermostat's a great example, in your industry, is we want to let the customer know what their choices are. This thermostat's fine. Heat's going to come on, the air is going to come on, but you guys sure as heck want to sell them, one of these down here. And all we have to do is put them at the bottom. Mrs. Jones, we also have these other options for you. And you guys will be amazed how often they'll buy something besides this one here. Most of the time, one of these two middle ones, but people are kind of indecisive. They don't know if they should buy the cheap one, the most expensive one, so they land in the middle. But again, if we can get them from this to one of these every single time, really that's going to be a good move for you guys. I know I have my program set up wrong, so that one's a little bit cheaper, but I'm sure you guys get the idea there. So really cool. And then you guys control all those upsells, cross sells, recommended. You guys control what's there. You're going to find all the common sense stuff done for you guys already inside the book.
All right, so is there something pre-populated and we modify, or there's nothing there until we populate it?
No, we're going to have most of the generic stuff ready to go. For a blower motor, a pull and clean is always going to be there. And then once you guys, if you decide to go with us here, I won't be so assumptive. We do what we call a success program with you guys. Lack of a better word, this is a hand-holding process between us and you, where we're really going to walk through the book step by step with you guys and make sure everything's right. We have the right upsells, the right cross-sells. We have the new equipment branded for whatever brand you guys are selling. We will train the office staff to manage the book. We'll train the techs to use it in the field. It's a true 3 to 4 week process. Usually 5th week we're going live. But in that case, you know, we're really going to take this generic format we're looking at today and really mold it to make it, you know, Reliance's price book. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through, but definitely the easy stuff's here, and we're going to help you get the other stuff together for you guys before we send it live for you.
Do you have packages for installations also?
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely. Let's we'll take a quick jump in there
Uh-huh.
before we do an invoice. We have what we call an install book. Again, remember it's currently branded generic until you guys go with us. But we do have full systems. Everything is done by SEER and then down to tonnage. And if we come in here and look at the parts, again, this is your whip, your pad work, your PVC, your sheet metal modification, your thermostat diffuses. You know, this is a full install, and these are pre-built. And again, in that success program, we'll come in here and we'll change brand A to Carrier, Train, Amana, whatever you guys are doing, get the right pictures in and get this priced and ready for you guys. But definitely that. And then of course we have everything piecemeal. So you can do just condensers, just evap coils. We have ductless, we have boilers. And then we actually have a second book because most people offer, you know, minimum 2 different lines of equipment. If you have more, we can just copy and paste a brand C if you need right in here.
That's awesome.
So cool. So let's do this. Let's walk it through a tech scenario from the time you guys walk in the door to the time you guys walk out of the door, and just show you how this is going to flow in the field for you folks.
Okay.
First thing we're going to do is jump to this clipboard. And first thing we're going to do is assign a customer. We'll go to the customer here, and we're going to be able to search the customer list here. There's all my football players. All right, we'll go to Eli Manning's house today. Where are you guys from? You're not in Boston, are you?
No, we're in New York.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Eli's fine.
All right, I put Eli on there one day, and I was talking to these guys from Boston. I thought they were going to come through the phone on me. So
This is probably the most recognition he'll get this year.
perfect. So after we're going to assign it to the customer, obviously we're going to have all his customer information. Everything's here. If you hit the slide out, if my fingers are warm enough, you know, all the customer information will pop up. You can see on top it's quoted to him. Next thing, I'm assuming you guys are doing some sort of dispatch fee, trip charge, whatever you guys are calling it. We have all that stuff here under the green button. Diagnosis fee, this is where you can quick add your service agreements. Labor adder is a cool section. That's got a bunch of closed wall tasks. If you have to climb in an attic, haul away scrap metal, it's got a bunch of line items for that. But we'll just jump in the diagnosis fee here. I have mine at 3 levels. You guys can do as many or as few as you want. I'm just going to do the $60 one. And this is where we're going to do something different than any other system you guys are going to look at or have looked at. We're going to right now go ahead and get a signature from the customer. 2 reasons. First reason is pretty obvious. Hard for them to say they didn't know about the $60 and we have their signature right here. Second reason is this is going to be something new to the customer. In this industry, people aren't used to being involved with the pricing, being able to see pictures, being asked about options and things like that. So we're just going to kind of give them to touch the tablet just to kind of warm them up a little bit, you know, get them into the process a bit. After we diagnose the problem, then, you know, we're going to go ahead and we want to present them some kind of quote or options. Now we can go in, say it's a blower motor, we can go into heat, forced hot air, blower wheels and motors, or we can give them options, good, better, best pricing, which you'll find under this 1, 2, 3. Now we can actually build this from scratch. For time's sake today, we'll just use a pre-built one. Belt drive blower motor, open it. I have a pre-built option I can show to the customer for this repair. Good being just the motor, better being the motor and the belt, and then best including a pull and clean and the pulley as well. Before we present to the customer, we want to do a summary of findings, which will be this little piece of paper with the corner folded over. I'll just do a quick test. Also, if your tablets will do voice to text, you can dictate, and that'll work right here. Always read it first is the #1 rule of voice to text. Just remember that. And when we're ready here, all we do is go to this weird looking eyeball guy, and it's going to change this now into a branded PDF quote for the customer. Your information, your logo. First page is just going to be a quick summary of the options. We can do actually up to 6 options here. We're going to hit them with the bundle savings, the member agreements, payments we'll talk about in a minute, but all this stuff to do what we like to say, climb the ladder here. And then if we jump in and move to the next page, it's going to show each option with the picture and description for everything involved with that. Again, this is printed or emailed directly from the tablet to the customer. Also, of course, we're a cloud-based, web-based system. So this goes and saves right to the cloud in the office. And, Tom, you can be out there in the field showing this to a customer, and, people can be in the office looking at this real time, which is really cool for you guys to do. Always be saved under Eli's account here. So really nice stuff there. After he picks an option, we'll say he goes with let's say he goes with the high one. He's got enough cash. So we'll put that on there. Then we can jump back into our work order. And this is where we can talk about a service agreement. Again, if they have a service agreement or don't. If they don't, they're going to save $139 or $135 today. My service agreement's only set at $149. That should be the easiest sale in the world. So we'll give them a service agreement. Then all we have to do is touch this right here. And again, you kind of asked about it earlier, Tom, to circle back to your question. You're going to see this on the invoice. Again, we're going to put this in front of them at every second to try and get them to ask how they can save $135 here. So we can set this here. And again, just a simple touch to change it over here at the end. To the right, or excuse me, to the left, sorry. You're going to see the money box. This is where we can change the tax rate. Depending on how your taxes are, we can do them individually per job. We can set them in the back if it's the same for every job. And then also if you want to do discounts by dollar amount, by percentage, if you're doing senior discounts, military discounts, whatever it may be, you guys can just throw those right in there and put discounts in. One thing we didn't talk about here is financing. Do you guys do any third-party financing for new equipment or large service jobs, or is that something you're looking to get into?
Yes.
We do it now.
You do it now, Payzer, Green Sky, Synchrony, probably, I'm assuming. What this is here is just a jump page. Whatever company you signed up with, I know they gave you a URL where someone can go on the web and apply for financing through Reliance Mechanical. We're going to take that one step further. We're going to put that URL in the back of the system, and then all you have to do is touch this button, and this is going to jump right to your landing page. You might have to Payzer. Then that customer is going to be able to apply for that financing, get approved for that financing, and then sign off for that job, all while you're standing right in their living room. We've really got amazing feedback that this has helped close some larger jobs, some new equipment jobs, allow people to almost kind of impulse buy those things. So really cool. Again, just a URL. So whatever payment company you have will go right in there. It can be also toggled on and off. We can also set it to only show up on new equipment, to only show up over $2,500. So you guys only finance what you want. You don't want to go around financing a bunch of $400 or $500 jobs. So really cool way to get the finance up for the customers. Next thing we're going to do is get an approval to start the work. When the work's done, we're going to get an acceptance signature. The heat's on. Everybody's happy that we're done here. And now we're going to do the most important thing of the day, get ourselves paid. Jump right out here. Again, quickly, we have an opportunity to enter an internal note if you want to put the serial number of the equipment. You have to close the door when you come in to let so the dog doesn't get out, whatever it may be here. You can put those internal notes in. And then payment, cash, pretty simple. Apply the balance, save it. Check, same thing with the check number. And then credit card. We are currently integrated with a sister company of ours called PaySimple. You're going to see here. They will seamlessly jump from our app into PaySimple. They'll send you a swiper. You can swipe the card. It's going to post the payment to the invoice and seamlessly jump you right back into Profit Rhino. Pretty slick how it works. You can still use whatever payment providers you have now. Just remember, you're going to have to quickly jump out, jump in their app, swipe it, jump back in here, and mark it paid. Real simple to do. So I can have PaySimple reach out to you and talk about rates if that's something you guys are interested in. And then when we're done here, first thing we can do is show this invoice to the customer in the house. First page is going to be just like the summary we saw. When we go to the following page, again, their quotes, and then we're going to see their invoice. This is going to include, of course, your information, your logo, all the customer's information, the dispatch, the service agreement. Here's the option they took. We have their totals. This blank space here can actually be used for advertisements. You can put your logo in, advertise your new furnace tune-ups, specials you have coming. So we can put whatever advertisements you want in there, your signatures, and then down at the bottom, your acknowledgments. I just have a very short one. You guys can put any size addendum you want in there. We have someone who I think just prints out 6 pages on every invoice. So just up to you what you guys want to put for acknowledgments and addendums. And then really last thing is we want to just go here and save it. And really more importantly, to email and save. And then it's going to ask us who we're emailing it to and what version we want to send to. And this will send this invoice right to the customer right from the tablet. So we can send it to the customer, send a customer version, Only difference between your customer and technician version is the technician version will have the item numbers on it where the customer won't, and then just send the email. So customer has everything, it's saved to your cloud, and that's really how you're running through everything. Again, we do have dispatch built out. We're testing it, so hopefully very soon, the beginning of October, that'll be live. And just so you have an idea what that'll look like, if we jump into Eli View History, we also can see all the times we've gone to Eli's house, the dates, all that. And then here, when dispatch comes alive, once we dispatch to Eli's house, we'll be able to simply tab that, and it's going to pop up GPS directions through Google Maps right to Eli's house from wherever your technician may be. So I'm going to be really slick. Again, it's built out. We're just kind of trying to bait it here and get everything done. But that's one thing you guys are going to see missing from this system to kind of be a complete working system for you guys here in the beginning. So just real quick pause. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to jump back, take another look at?
Does each invoice on the back end show the parts that were used during that visit?
Yes, we can look that up, and I'll show you that when we jump in the web portal.
Okay.
Now it's not going to. You can see what parts were on there. I mean, you'll be able to see that the pulley, the pull and clean, the fan belt, everything was on there. But it's not going to keep a running inventory. So you can't at the end of the week see that we went through 5 fan belts, 10 pulleys, etc. So once you get to Service Titan, the parts will transfer over. The Service Titan reports, Service Titan will tell you what your tech's girlfriend eats for lunch every day. Service Titan does everything. So, but ours is a little bit simpler when it comes to some of those reports.
Okay.
Perfect. Anything else, guys?
So we can set this up for argument's sake. We could put this in place now with what we're currently using, and then when we go to Service Titan, just transfer it over.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have a lot of customers that use ESC now. They're still dispatching with ESC, and then they're presenting with our tool. I really think we have the best presentation tool currently on the market now. And then usually just back in the office, they're just doubling or inputting everything back to ESC. We'll just give them all the task numbers, so ESC will know that a T800030 is your diagnosis 1, so you can flow it right back into ESC. Once we have that dispatch, probably that'll make ESC completely obsolete for you guys, here in a couple months. And then I'll show you guys where we're going to flow everything to Service Titan. So with that said, let's just take a look at what we're going to do there. You guys recognize this friendly guy with the hammer. That's Mr. Service Titan. And just so you have an idea what it'll look like, what you guys will get when we jump here, take just a second and take a look at that here. I apologize. I'm just opening it for the first time today. It's going to take just a moment for us to get in. And really what we're doing here is Service Titan. Service Titan provides tons of awesome features. You guys have probably gone over this. You've made your Service Titan decision. They provide everything but a price book. So really, we're just kind of putting our price book in the back end for Service Titan for you guys to use it. So just a quick heads up, we won't spend more than 60 seconds in here. But if we go to an invoice, you can see we can transfer your price book. As you can see, things are going to start looking very, very familiar to us now. Identical price book, and we have an API integration, so it's literally one touch to shoot your whole price book in here, and then even your upsells, your cross sells, it's all here for you guys right inside of Service Titan. So yeah, really cool. If you guys use this now, you just tell us the date you're going live, and it's a one button push to get you guys right over.
So the invoices will look identical to what you showed us previously?
The invoices will all be done through Service Titan, whatever their invoices look like. Like this is an invoice on Service Titan screen now. I don't want to jump into what the invoices look like because I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm not a Service Titan professional. I really just kind of show the price book inside. But all the features, the look, the reporting, everything will be done Service Titan's way. They're just going to use our data to do it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you know if they should? They didn't. When we had Service Titan, they didn't have the recommended, things and the alternatives and the member pricing up on there.
That may be stuff that flows from our book over there, but as you can see, we definitely have.
But they didn't use.
It depends what kind of price book they had in there to show you guys. Everything loads.
Stuff came from we use Service Titan.
Okay.
And
what do you?
Profit Rhino.
And they use Profit Rhino?
Yeah.
And we didn't see any of this.
Really?
Yeah, but they also never put the installs in either, so, they didn't.
Maybe they just had a really old version of what we've had. I mean, obviously, like any product in this kind of industry, it's constantly evolving. Maybe they just have a really old version from, I don't know, 2012,
2 years ago.
2013, 2 years ago. And they should
Yeah.
have pictures and all that stuff. So
No, they did have the pictures, but they didn't have recommended, they didn't have alternate. I was just there 2 weeks ago and they didn't have all this.
what's up? Can I ask
So,
can I ask the name? Okay, can I pry a little bit?
Yeah, it was Universe.
I'm just gonna jump on and see.
Universe, I done with Universe Home Service.
Universe Appliance, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have a 2016 version. Interesting.
Do you have to pay to do you have to pay to upgrade it?
From that to this, yes. There was a lot of stuff done there, but I see that actually they requested a new book be sent. I don't know if I should be sharing here. Oh, in March is the last time they did one.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
sounds
I
bad,
just,
Mark.
my curiosity is aroused here. So
That's fine.
perfect. All right. Well, let's jump in the web portal here. I don't want to take all day you guys' time here with my curiosity. So let's just jump in there quickly. I can find what I did with the tab. Just grab a new one. So we're going to see, jump into here quick is just Profit Rhino. This is going to be the web portal. This is where you guys are going to log in and manage all your prices, where we can change all the pictures, do all that that fun stuff there. So again, I apologize. You're my first call of the morning here, so I'm a little ill prepared. Actually, my vacation is going to start as soon as we get off the phone today. So if I'm talking real fast, I apologize for that too.
No, you're good.
So once you guys said you're from New York, I knew I wasn't talking too fast. So this is the home screen of Profit Rhino. This is what you guys are going to see on the web portal. First thing I want to jump into is the work orders. While you're with us, again, once you get to Service Titan, you'll manage this through Service Titan. But again, this is a cloud-based, web-based system. So you can jump in and see exactly what's going on. Here's our stop at Eli's house on the 15th. We can see what the total was, the tech that went, obviously the customer, the date. We have a nice system to see if they're paid or not. If it's in a huge blue box, it's paid. If it's not, it's not. We can see how they paid. Over here, we can go to the PDF viewer, and we can see what options your tech offered him out in the field that day. My PDF's going to open here. And just real quick, going to see, again, just as we saw it out in the field, I have the color a little different on the monitor here. But again, you can see exact option that was offered to the customer. Same thing with the invoice. We can drop down here, our work order. We can come down here and see the work order, again, exactly as the customer was presented it in the field with the signatures and everything. Usually it's not this slow either. But again, just like we saw it there. So really cool. And this stuff, again, is really going to happen in real time for you guys. Obviously, an internet connection is required. Also here, these 1, 2, 3. This will show us that the customer was offered 3 options, and they took the top option here. Over here, they took the second option. If I have any left down here. Some down here, you can see Marshawn Lynch, Darrell Revis, these guys. They weren't, I don't know where'd they go. These guys weren't offered options when someone stopped at their house. So, really easy for you to kind of spot check at the end of the day. Sorry, losing everything here. To make sure these guys, are they offering options when they're going out in the field? You don't want to have to peg through information all day to make sure these guys are doing what they're doing. You can look at this at the end of the day, and if they're there, they did. If they're not, they didn't. It's pretty cut and dry there. You can grind down on this a million different ways, by statuses, by dates, by customers, by tech, by options, totals, paid. Again, you can take this down as granular as you'd like. And if we hit the customer's information, we're going to see here, obviously, their current billing information. Down here, we can put any additional addresses. You guys are bound. If you don't have them already, you're going to get, rental properties. People who own 6, 7 properties, they want them all billed to the same place. Put it all here, and then just bill it all to that top place. This notes. If we put notes about the equipment, about the customer, about what goes on at the job. And then if we click invoices, it'll show us historical records of all the times we've gone to Eli's house, payment records, options, what they've done. Again, just a nice record to see everything that's gone on there. So that's how we're managing our work orders and our customers. Again, you can come right in here and see everything that was on the job as far as motors, belts, whatever they took on those invoices. Any questions on that stuff, guys?
So you have the ability to do reports. Can you specifically report on individual tech, how often he offers options or whether he is or he isn't?
Absolutely. All we have to do is go to tech here and just, all your techs will be in here. Go to this guy, filter it, and it's going to show all his jobs. And all you got to do is look. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he's really good. He offers an option every single time.
Okay, great.
So yeah, it's super granular. And then you can tell this tech, how often does he offer options? We can go into options and just do no if he doesn't want no, and see no. I really like this view because it shows you how he's doing. Like if a 3 is the lowest option, 3 is your basic repair. So if he's showing options and he's all these 3s, like, what's he doing out there? If you're showing those options, you're not going to get all 3s every time. So, it kind of gives you a quick insight of what they're doing out there. If they're getting 2 3s and a couple 1s, then yeah, they're showing them, they're talking about them a little bit. So it'll really give you an idea of what they're doing out there. Cool stuff. All right, let's jump back to the top here. I always like to jump to that first to show how everything moves instantaneously. This is business information. This is where we're going to control the most basic of stuff here. We looked at that 90 minutes on that blower motor. We're billing it off this $200 here. That is always going to be your value rate, your service agreement, whatever your lowest rate is will be here. If they don't have a service agreement, we're actually turning that price up 15% from that $200 there. And we do also support a third rate. I didn't have it on the tablet, but for your nights, your weekends, your off hours, and I'm marking that 25% above this $250. So that's how we're doing those markups. Just keep that in mind. We're going to get to this number, and we're never going to want to charge less than it, so we're going to make it your value rate. Over here is your sales tax. You guys told me from New York. I know you know about that. We'll skip that. Your parts margin, you're probably pretty familiar with this. Your low-cost stuff is marked up incredibly high. As the cost is coming up, the markup percentage is going down. You guys can come in here and change any of these matrix, make them higher, lower, add matrix, take them away. You can do a profit percentage as opposed to a markup percentage, whatever you guys want. And really cool thing is this industry default button will reset this chart back to the way we're looking at it every time. So you have the ability to experiment a little bit with your parts prices, and if it really didn't go the way you wanted, you're not in a lot of trouble. All you gotta do is click this button and default it back for you guys. So really neat with the parts. And then probably something important to you guys, since you're gonna get into the plumbing trade and you're already doing that. You can see we're in the install book now. I jump in the heating book, we're charging $195. Jump down to the plumbing book, we're doing $180. All these books operate independent from each other. In all reality, this is 9 completely different price books. You can charge different bill out rates, different service agreement rates, different parts markups, whatever you guys want to do. We even include a custom book that you guys can just build out to anything you want. If you guys do something special that not everybody in the neighborhood's doing and we don't have it in the book, you guys can really kind of build that for your own here. So really cool. And then if we need to change a rate, just jump in the plumbing book, take it from 180 to 190, calculate business info. Takes just a couple seconds here to change everything there. And then what we're going to want to do is jump on our tablets. We jump back in here quick to the Profit Rhino app. And then we 3 lines up here. We go to sync data and just check for an update. And what we're doing is all this stuff is saved in the tablet. So if you go somewhere where there's not cell service or Wi-Fi, all your pictures, images, all that stuff will still be there. Obviously, you can't email an invoice. You can't swipe a credit card, but you can still do everything else there. And then it's just going to send that information when you hit connection. So whenever we make a change, we just want to do a sync. You saw it took about 2 seconds there to do. And that's really just pulling all those changes into the tablet. So if you hit somewhere where you're not connected, it's going to know that we've now made that rate, 190 here. So really cool. Again, you saw there, super easy to change your prices. Change your price and a text to your guys to sync their tablet. It takes 2 seconds, and you guys are charging that new stuff, almost instantly. So good stuff. I know this is pretty straightforward stuff, but any questions on this, guys?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Manage book. This is, again, pretty simple stuff. Again, this is where we can just turn on and off stuff you guys aren't using. I'm not going to have an install book next time because I synced. This is where, until you guys do plumbing and drain cleaning, we can turn this stuff right off. That way it's not going to show up. You're not going to see it. You want your hot water book to be number 1. We can make it number 1. Now it's going to show up top left. So you guys control what they see, how they see it in the field. And then, again, like we talked about there, we can jump in here on the granular level and turn off, different heating types, different subcategories inside. I can even go in the blower motors here and turn off tasks on an individual level. Just depends how deep you guys want to dive into it and really customize it. Task section here is where we're going to find all the tasks. We can kind of modify them. You see we have a little over 4,400 in the book now, pre-built for you guys. Again, everything has images and stuff already done. Jump in the third horse here. This is where I can change these descriptions, secondary description, customer description, that 90 minutes. If I want to change that up or down, we can change that here. And then down here are the parts. Again, cool thing with flat rate is we included a belt and a capacitor in this job while calling it a task. We didn't have to upsell them. Also, the miscellaneous, your one-off stuff, your nuts, bolts, screws, washers. Obviously, that's an enormous amount of clutter. That's really not necessary for the book. So we just use miscellaneous as a placeholder because we're marking that stuff up 300-400%. So we need something to placeholder it. So just keep that in mind when you see the miscellaneous on some of these jobs. The next tab we're going to see here is actually, I think, the coolest one back here, and it's calculations. This is going to tell us what the parts cost you folks, what we sold these parts back to the customer for, what the labor cost you, what we sold the labor back to the customer for, and depending on which one of the 3 rates, what we made in dollars and what we made in profit percentage. Everybody loves to see the numbers, and here they're going to be for you guys. So just going to go off your hourly bill out rate, your parts margin, and whatever time you have set to do this job. And again, just tell your profitability. Make sure that you're where you want to be if you're doing 20 blower motors a month, or your new equipment, or there's price increases. Come in here and double check things and make sure. And this chart is available for all 4,400 tasks. Any task you build new will automatically populate here in the calculations for you guys. So really, easy for you guys to make sure you know where you're at on your jobs. Next one is categories. Simply tells us where we find it in the book. This particular task is in heating, forced hot air, blower wheels, and motors. Marketing is where we're going to control those upsells and cross sells. That's where the pull and clean popped up. Here I can go ahead and I can add the whatever you want. Just hit the green button here. I'm just going to hit a couple quick ones. You can do as many as you want. You can keep pushing, and this will make this list. Keep in mind, you get more than 5 or 6, it really kind of starts to get convoluted. Also, Universe may just not have put anything in here or decided not to put this stuff in. If we blank this out, it won't pop up when you add it to the invoice. So maybe that's what Universe did. And then images. This is the coolest part. Again, all your images here we saw. The drop-down box will change the order they show up. You can download them from any global library, but we are connected with Google Images. So why would you do that? All you do is put in the word, part numbers, stock numbers. It all works the same. Google's going to search the internet, grab you a picture, find one you like, and you just quick crop it and upload it, toss it right in your book. Just a few seconds to change your pictures. Same thing works. Put in Honeywell Model A1. You're going to pull up an image of that thermostat and put it right in the book for you guys. So really cool, fun way to do that. Also, you want to have fun with your guys on April Fool's Day or something. You can have a lot of fun there as well. And lastly is accounting. And this is going to be in the standalone. We're going to use this just to tell us if it pays commission, yes or no, taxable, yes or no. And then really account is just going to be what bucket we want it in. So it's going to put your heating in one bucket, your AC in another bucket, your plumbing in another bucket. So if we want to pull this information out, we can kind of make it a little easier to search and go through. Once you guys go to Service Titan, you're not going to use this at all. All that stuff is going to be done inside of Service Titan for you guys. Any questions on tasks? I know there's a lot of stuff condensed in that one little section there.
No.
No? Perfect. Last thing I want to show you in tasks real quick is just if you ever want to build a new task, it's extremely simple. All you do is add a new task from the task screen, pick which business type you want to put it in, hit next, and you're going to get a blank canvas. Type your description, add your marketing, put in an image, save it, save and recalculate, save and close, either one will work, and you guys are off and running. So really you can build these in just a few seconds depending on how fast you type. So really easy to add those new tasks as well. Parts are parts. I'm not really going to get into parts. They're currently on a national average. In that success program we talked about, we'll work with this. Normally we can take this whole list and move it up a few percent, move it down a few percent, and make it right for you guys. If not, we can completely audit it We've done it before. So just kind of depends what your parts prices are, but we'll make them right. I want to show you this update cost by product line. We do this for things like copper, refrigerant that move all the time. I can go copper fittings and pipe. Right now, went up 4% last week, update it. It's going to update every single piece of copper pipe and fittings and whatever else is copper in this book by 5 or 4%, and then price it according to whatever your business information page says. Really, whoever manages this book, it's a real quality of life kind of thing. You guys can imagine what you're doing now with flat rate. If you went and updated every single piece of copper, it'd probably take you weeks to do, and by the time you're finished, the price is wrong again already. So really allows you to be in real time with refrigerants and coppers and all that kind of stuff here. Option boards, this will be on our standalone product only. The pre-built option boards do not transfer into ServiceTitan. You can definitely build them in ServiceTitan with the estimate feature, not a big deal at all, but just our pre-built ones don't transfer over, just so you're aware. But this is where you can come in and really kind of mess with these if you just want to kind of tweak them, massage them to make them your own, the ones we built. You can also come in here and build them from the office. If you or the service manager wants to build the option board specifically that these guys are going to show in the field, you can build them in your office or from any web-connected device and then send them out to the tablets out in the field. So really cool there. Is there a question?
No, so I said
No.
hello, somebody walked past.
Oh, no, sorry about that. No problem. And then tech option list. If you remember on the tablet when we looked at the standalone there, it did give us the option to actually build a custom option for that customer on the spot. We chose to use a pre-built one. This is going to show you all those custom option boards Tech's built. It'll say Tech 1 built these, Tech 2 built these, Tech 3, etc. So you can see that. 2 reasons, again, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing out there. And number 2, sometimes you have somebody who's just really good at this. They do a really good job at making these option boards, and they sell tons of stuff, and they sell high options. Well, you can come in here, see those option boards, and then share them with every other tablet on the system. So everybody's presenting those option boards that are selling, and hopefully you can get that kind of sales out of everybody. And then the last one here is option mask list. And this is just where you can kind of, pardon the phrasing, but whatever gimmick you guys want to put on those options, whether it be good, better, best, critical, recommended, like new, you want to do the gold, silver, platinum, whatever you guys want to do, you can make those options up. Again, we can do up to 6 options in the mask, whatever you guys want to mask those. Pretty simple stuff there. Customers, work orders, we already did. Import, export. Also could be called reports. This is where we'll pull any price book reports out of here. If we want to do it by trade, we can do it by parts, by tasks. This is where we'll import your customers into the system. If we need to import a full parts list, we can. If you guys have a task list of stuff you're doing now that we don't have in the book, we can import that right through Excel, attach some pictures, and put your stuff right in this book as well. This is where we're going to do all that stuff. Also, this is where we can send it anywhere if we want to send it into QuickBooks. 1 is desktop, 2 is web. Also, we can send it to ServiceTitan, FieldEdge, all the other places here. You see we have a direct sync with FieldEdge. We also have it with ServiceTitan here. Again, I apologize. You guys are my first in the morning, so just switch it over here. So we just switch over to ServiceTitan. And then once we've made all our changes for the day, we hit the ServiceTitan sync. Okay, your API number will be here. We hit OK. Live, all that stuff right in the ServiceTitan. Again, sync your ServiceTitan tablets. It's all there. It takes just a few seconds. So we are currently the only system that has direct API connection with the ServiceTitan as well. And really, that's what I got for you guys here, top to bottom. Questions, comments, anything you want to go back and see?
When you're talking about the ability to raise pricing on commodities, can you also do that with like installation packages? Because we'll get letters 3 times a year, 4 times a year saying that Ruud products are going up 6%, Bryant products are going up 7%.
Absolutely. All we have to do when we go through the book, and we'll brand all that. So instead of brand A, it's going to say Ruud, Bryant, whatever you guys are using. We can go in here and put that up. And the cool thing about it is it's only going to put the equipment up 6%. It's not going to raise the labor. It's not going to raise the whole task 6%, just the equipment there. So you guys can do it what you want, but exactly. If we want to just put, again, Ruud in here, I don't have any branded stuff in here, but you can just put in Ruud. It's going to pull the Ruud equipment. We can move it all up in one keystroke by whatever percentage we want.
Just to clarify this for me before we continue, with everything that you have here, and once you have the dispatch, you're essentially going to be, are you a competitor to ServiceTitan, or are you an adjunct to it, an add-on?
We're A little both. I wouldn't say we're a competitor. Once we have dispatch, our program's designed for the 1 to 6, 7 truck shops. We don't have the reporting, the inventory, the tracking. You're not going to log in and out from our app like you're going to do with Service Titan. So Service Titan is going to offer you a lot more. Again, our base product is kind of meant to be a Service Titan for the guy who goes 1 to 5 to 6 truck shops. And then we have this great integration. So as you guys grow and move to Service Titan, well, Profit Rhino is going to move with you guys when you do that. So that's really our goal. And just to be honest, I mean, Service Titan is going to cost you a lot more, but it's going to do a ton more for you guys as well. So I don't think we're exactly direct competitors, because I really think we're looking at two different sides of the market we're targeting.
So once we go with service, let's say for logistic purposes, we go online with this now, we start this now. We're up and running with everything that you have here. And we continue with our plan to go with Service Titan in February or March. Are we utilizing everything you have here, or we're just going to be utilizing the parts catalog at that point? Do we still use your reports, or do we use their reports, or do we use both?
You're going to use both to an extent. If you want to do your inventory, all that stuff in Service Titan, you're going to use their reports. Our reports are really going to only tell you what's going on inside your price book at that time, especially when you're in Service Titan. So there's just not a ton of reporting to do in here. I mean, we can come in and pull apart sensitive parts reports, look at all our parts over $25, but we're really only doing reporting out of the price book once you guys move to Service Titan. And then here, we're not doing a ton of reporting on techs and stuff like that, and we're actually doing more of that out of the work order section here. We can come in, get the invoices for the day, and then we can actually import all the stuff into Excel sheets so you guys can manage it and and do what you want. So once you guys go to Service Titan, again, really, we're just providing price book information and really truly just dumping it in the back end for you guys to use.
Now, this screen that you're on right now, once we go to Service Titan, we're not going to be able to see that anymore, and they don't have that screen.
Correct. You're going to manage it.
Yeah, we'll be presenting the invoices and the options through Service Titan. So, but I really like this one screen because it shows who's doing what on a dashboard. They don't have that yet.
Yes. The answer is yes. Sorry, I don't have a great answer for you there. But yeah, once you move to Service Titan, everything will be done with their functionality. Actually, once you go to Service Titan, the customer and work order buttons actually disappear. You'll just see option boards and import export. So definitely, this is something that's to our standalone system only.
Okay.
So it's essentially two different packages. One if we took it now, and then a different package if we went to Service Titan.
Exactly correct. And let's talk about that. You're a good lead-in for me here, Tom. If we're doing the standalone, the pricing is definitely different. It's $55 per user with our standalone, and that is a monthly charge. Now, we only consider a user a tablet in the field. So if you have 4 service guys out there, you're looking at $220 a month. We have a one-time charge of $12.99. Which is truly to cover our bases here, because we don't do contracts. This is month-to-month service, whether you're on our standalone app, whether you're doing our Service Titan export. It's always month-to-month with you guys, never a contract. So to build the price book and everything, we do have to charge an upfront. It makes sense to cover our bases there. And then once you guys switch to Service Titan, it goes to a flat $179 monthly, and that's unlimited text, unlimited office staff. Both pricing include, unlimited support, unlimited changes. There's no extra charges involved for you guys there. So just a little bit different pricing from one place to the other. But, with ours, we're giving you a lot more with the standalone. We're giving you the presentation tool, the customer base. And let's be honest, when we get to Service Titan, kind of like we talked about, it's truly just a data dump. We're just pushing that information in the back and everybody's using it. So that's how your pricing structures are going to look. And again, if you want to start with this and go that way, and when you guys are ready, normally it's a Monday that you guys start. Let us know Friday afternoon, and we just go ahead and port all this stuff over, change the account, and you guys are good. We can even load it in while you guys are training in Service Titan. So, you guys are still using Profit Rhino in the field while you're training. We can still have it in the back end of Service Titan, but really makes for an easy transition. When your guys are learning something new, at least the price book's the same. They're going to see all the same pictures. When they add it to the invoice, the same thing's going to happen that happened in Profit Rhino. So it does kind of help the techs, evolve into that new system a little better.
Do we get a discount if we're EGIA members?
Sure.
Because we
Uh,
are.
If you're with any of these groups here, it's $200 off the upfront here. It takes it down to $10.99. They also let me discount that. Excuse me, not discount it, but split it into 2 or 3 payments for you guys, if that kind of helps, with the billing and stuff like that.
Next question. The dispatching you're anticipating being up in October. Is there any preview of that so we can see how that works on on a separate day?
I do not have one yet. We can definitely get together and look at one when it's live, but I do not have a preview that they've approved for me to show off yet.
So we probably won't know until October.
Probably a little bit before October, they'll let me go in there. But really, I can kind of give you a quick visual of what it's going to be. It's going to be pretty simple from what we have now. If we just jump in a person here, where's old Eli?
And Ahava said you have his name spelled wrong. She's correct. 2 N's.
2 N's. You're right. Absolutely. This was actually put in my my tablet before I started here, and the boss is a big Giants fan, season ticket holder. So I'm gonna have a lot. I'm gonna have a lot of fun when we get off this phone call. Trust me, I'm actually a Jets fan. So
You should get him a jersey with that spelling.
I should get with his name spelled wrong. So really what's going to happen is in this customer screen is where all your dispatch is going to happen. You're going to get a notification through the app that says you have a dispatch here. Over here, it'll tell the guy what his daily schedule is going to be. If your guy has 4 appointment schedules for him, they're going to be listed here in order. And then all he has to do is either touch one, it'll give him the billing. You'll see the little guy here. If he touches that, it'll show him the address. And then when he's dispatched this map, all I have to do is touch it here. It is going to jump out right into Google Maps and then give him GPS directions. Also, the customer stuff is all down here for him to see, notes that he needs to see before he goes to the customer. So it's going to be pretty simple. Kind of like everything we've done. You guys have probably noticed we've tried to make everything simple but effective is kind of the way we like to build stuff here. So we're going to try and make it as easy but as workable as possible for you guys. So again, you're just going to kind of see a list of your jobs here. Again, you can hit the things, the map's going to pop out and show you guys. And then if you need to dispatch them throughout the day, you can dispatch them from in the office. I don't have anything to show you there on the back end yet, but it'll shoot a notification out to his tablet. You guys all have phones, you know how notifications come in, and tell him that this is his new job, and then it'll appear here in his work list.
In the parts catalog, is there anything commercial?
Not much. We do have in plumbing a small section which we call commercial. It's basically just a bunch of urinals and water fountains and stuff. Most commercial stuff is really still time material. Not a lot of people flat rate commercial stuff, so we've really focused towards that residential.
Okay.
Can you do, when you're gonna go to dispatch, I don't know if you know this, is the technicians gonna be able to take pictures in the field and upload them to this?
I don't know, not in that dispatch build out. That's a pretty big ask, or not a big ask, but it's asked a lot from us. It does take a lot of work on the back end for us. I know it's something that ServiceTitan offers in some of the bigger ones. To be honest, I don't know if we're going to do that. Right now, our customers are just manually inputting the numbers. To be perfectly honest, I know it's asked a lot, but I don't know if it's something that's in the radar. Again, we're trying to keep it at a certain price point for people, and so I don't know how much we're going to add with those big bells and whistles.
Yeah. If you type in an actual part number off of a compressor, for argument's sake, will that pop up? Can you, will that picture come up, or you just have pictures of a compressor to show them what you put in it?
Nothing. There's no pictures on the parts, just on the tabs. And right now, everything's generically. For blower motors and compressors, if you want to change the pictures, you can. To be honest, we're not going to do that stuff. It's pretty generic stuff to change the pictures with. We will get your new equipment pictures changed. When you get to plumbing, we'll help you get all your fixtures in, because that's super important to have accurate fixture pictures. But as far as part numbers, like you asked, actually everything kind of has 2 part numbers. We always have the manufacturer name and the actual manufacturer part number, so you guys have a way to search it. But everything also has what we call a Rhino part number. And the reason is, so when you guys are there putting in the home comfort system, the guy over your shoulder says, you just charged me $200 for this thermostat. I can buy it on the Lowe's website right now for $46.95. What gives? So, we have everything that shows on the tablet where the customer would see it. We'll have what we call a Rhino part number, simply for the fact that, in this day of age, you guys know how much that happens. We're at least going to make them work for it. If they're going to do it, we're going to make them work for it. So, but definitely you'll be able to search by either the manufacturer part number, or if you know the Rhino part number, a lot of times it's just going to be a humidifier pan is going to be the part number. So, both ways you can search here.
All right, so assuming we want to do this, we want to go forward prior to service tighten, what's the process and the time frame?
Time frame, first of all, we're looking at, again, if you remember here, about a 3 to 4 week process to really get the book built, set in. This is going to be the same process either way to go to service tighten or not. So keep that in mind, whether you start with this or whether you don't. You're looking at this time frame to get the book done and ready to go. Obviously, you don't have to pay the $12.99 again. The book's already done when you go there. If you guys want to get started, really all we have to do is book your first success meeting, which I could probably book as early as this afternoon for you guys. And then we just require a credit card for the billing. Again, we're not a contract service. We don't have anything for you guys to sign. So if you guys want to get the ball rolling, like I said, we could jump right in and get it going for you guys as early as this afternoon.
Is that going to be with you or someone else?
That's going to be with someone else. I'm going to get you off to someone on my onboarding team. They're going to go ahead and do all of the meetings with you guys. Really cool thing is one person is going to do every single one of these meetings with you guys. So if you ever have an issue or you have a question, you have a direct number to someone. You have their direct email, and it's someone who's worked on your price book. They know it. They don't have to explain everything to them over and over again every time you call. So really nice to have a designated person do this. The other cool thing is they sit about 12 feet away from me, so you'll be able to understand them. They work normal business hours, all that other stuff we worry about when we do customer service.
All right, can we set something up for around like 3 o'clock today?
I can set you up with one of my other guys. I'm actually taking off for my vacation here as soon as we jump off today, but I can definitely have one of my other guys call you back and walk you through some stuff if you have questions.
Okay.
No, we want to get
Oh,
going.
you want to get your schedule for today? Well, let's take a quick look then. What I'm going to slide over here is just the booker, and this will tell us what we have for times.
But
Sorry,
before
Bob.
I want to schedule that for 3 o'clock today, but I need you to email me this presentation right after we're done.
Okay, perfect.
We have a 12 o'clock meeting with the powers that be here, so we're going to force them to do it, and then at 3 o'clock we'll get everything going. And we just need a contact number in the event, the unlikely event that they say let's hold off, but they won't.
Sure. I've already told you my lie today here. Apparently, I don't have any more. Someone must have took it last night after I left. I don't have any appointments available today. I'd have a 3:45 tomorrow.
Wow, you're lying to us already.
I know that's a bad foot to start off on. It was there. I left at 7 o'clock last night. And it was there. I'm not sure who took it. So, or maybe the new system. Let me check the calendars. Maybe the new system doesn't let me book the same day. Maybe somebody's trying to button hook me. I got 2 people I can't believe are filled up today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow I got 3 to 4. We got virtual.
Did you have something earlier? I'd like to get this rolling before.
All right.
How
The only thing
about
I have tomorrow.
give me 2 seconds. I can fit you guys in at 4 today. Would that work for you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. Let me 2 seconds. Let me get this on his calendar here before it's disappeared.
How long are you on vacation for?
I'm only just today, tomorrow, and Friday. My nieces live in Altoona, PA, and they come up and visit us for 5 or 6 days, me and the wife, every year. So 10 o'clock, I'm taking off to go pick them up, and then we're doing the mall in Syracuse and indoor water park and all the fun kiddo stuff.
Oh, where are you?
We're in
upstate New York?
Yeah, we're in Binghamton.
Oh.
We were founded. All our operations are here in the Binghamton area, so really cool.
Really, the best you can do for the kids is take them to that mall? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, they have a lot of they have a big
Go to
like
Lake
walk
George.
and yeah, they have a big kids section they did, and honestly, we're just getting a hotel. They just want to swim in the pool all day. It's pay $100 to watch them swim all night.
But they got that little water park up there too, right? You would
Yep.
think?
We're gonna hit they have one at Greek Peak, the ski resort, and we're gonna hit that Friday on the way back down through. It's like Cortland area, so we're gonna hit that on the way back through, and then that should give them enough stuff to keep them occupied for a few.
That's pretty much all the entertainment in that part of the state.
You know
The
it.
whitewater raft, great.
Over there?
Oh, I don't know.
No, not over there.
Oh. All right, I'm in the wrong part of the state. The state's too big.
Yeah, my daughter went, I told you, my daughter went to college there for 4 years. I made 3 trips there because I hated it so much. This was 10 years ago. There was one hotel in Portland, and
You
it
can't see your finger.
was horrible. I bought her a car, so I didn't have to take her there and bring her back.
Yeah, it's pretty desolate out there. The Jets
North
used
of
to come
Oregon.
for training camp in the
Okay.
fall, which was really cool, but we're not doing that anymore either. So
Yeah, they were doing that when she went there. It was pretty cool.
yeah, I went up a couple times to do that. I'm actually a Jets fan, not a Giants fan, so I take a lot of heat in the office anyway. But
Yeah, me too, but I don't typically tell people.
I know that. I know the feeling. But you know, we saw Darnell have one good game, so we're all gonna walk out with our chest pumps and pretend like it's actually gonna happen this year
Until the next game.
until the next game, until Thursday.
You know?
There we are. Perfect. All right. So let me do this. I'll get with you guys here. I'm going to shoot that video over. It's going to take just a few seconds to download and get over for you guys. I'll shoot you over a quick email. I'm going to give you a number to my vice president, one of my coworkers. If you guys want to pull the trigger, take that 4 o'clock meeting. No problems there. They do require a card on file before we do that stuff. So if you could just give one of them a call and get the payment squared away before 4, we'll be good to go. And you guys are all set. I will personally be monitoring my email throughout the day and throughout the week. So if you have any questions, any hiccups, anything comes up, shoot me an email. Just know it, probably be a bit of a delayed response with everything I got going on here for the rest of the week. So
Try not to bother you. You enjoy your
no,
vacation.
don't. I'm a commission sales guy. I don't really ever get a vacation, so don't worry about that at all. Just expect a delayed response is all. So good stuff. I'm gonna hang up so we can end the meeting so I can start transferring it over. And thanks again for everything, guys. I really appreciate it. I know you guys are gonna really enjoy this. Also, real quick, one thing we didn't talk about is how many users in the service department do you guys have currently as far as tablets out there?
You're probably going to be, no, you're probably going to be 12,
Okay.
14 tops.
And what I'm going to do, also we didn't talk about this, I'm going to bring this up quick. There's going to be no charge, this 55 on the users wherever it went. No charge on that for the rest of August. Obviously, you guys aren't in the field. I do have something in there to hold the place, so I'm going to charge you $1 for each user for the month of September. That'll give you 6 full weeks to get onboarded. If you're not on in 6 weeks, something kind of went catastrophic with us. Somebody could make meetings or something. So we'll see what happens then, but you guys really should be on within 6 weeks. So just keep an eye on that. The 55 won't really kick in until the 1st of October. Again, just to make sure you guys have time to onboard. I don't think it's right to make you guys pay while you're not using the service. I figure you guys probably agree with that. So just keep that in mind as far as the billing and what you guys are going to see.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. No, thanks a lot, guys. I'll get that video over as soon as possible. And again, if you can just give a call back there, I'll send you over the guy's information with the card. You guys will be good to go.
Great, we're on it. Thank you again.
All right. Thanks again. Have a great day.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye.
All right.
So short term.